So are we rolling? Yeah. So today, I know today is Saturday, and I know we're in the month of March.
Yes, it is.
I honestly don't know what day it is.
It's the 21st.
So today is March 21st, 2020. Welcome everyone to Titi's Chronicles. Sorry. Can you see? I don't know where the cameras are facing, but
your camera's over there.
Okay.
And then
Marj, this is you.
Oh, okay.
And this is the two of us. So we've got 3 cameras rolling right now. And I was saying when I came out, I was like, I'm not one to flex. I don't like fucking showing off and shit. But what we have in our stockroom before all this COVID-19 went down, and that's something that I didn't really want to talk about, but I feel like it's relevant and it's all everyone is talking about. We have to, at the very least, touch bases on that. So I've got all this toilet paper behind me, and it's here as a joke. If you don't think it's funny, that's your fault. I think it's fucking funny because I didn't go hoarding toilet paper in the midst of all this, right? I've already had this in my stockroom because I come from an Asian family who grew up poor. So we would stock up on stuff when it would go on sale, or just constantly have the stuff on hand because we don't go to the grocery market every week,
Yeah.
But welcome everybody. I'm Titi. Today I have with me Marj.
Hi.
Marj, you have to go into work later.
Yeah.
And do some paperwork.
I have to do paperwork.
Yeah.
And
wait, are we 6 feet apart?
no, we're not.
So
Definitely not. We're not social. We're not distancing ourselves.
In case you guys have been living under a rock, and even if you were living under a rock, you would know by now that the coronavirus, also known as now, the new one is COVID-19.
COVID-19. It's short for coronavirus disease,
Correct.
2019, because it was discovered in 2019. Yes.
And so COVID-19 is now the coronavirus of 2019 in 2020. It's a big fucking deal.
It is. It really is. It's
a really
scary.
big deal. It's scary, but also for a lot of people who get a lot of false information and misinformation, you'll go into panic mode.
Oh, yeah.
And which is why everyone's hoarding toilet paper. And everywhere now that you go to go buy it, they limit you, right? They limit you. So hi, Marj.
Hey.
So can we talk about your profession at all? Or I don't.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Do you work in the health industry?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. And you?
So my main job title is like infection control.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So, yes. So, with this pandemic thing.
Wait, so one more time, is this 6 feet?
No, it's not.
So people should know that we're not supposed to be
6 feet. Safe distance from everybody, 6 feet. And then also, in any gathering, CDC recommends no more than 5 people.
I thought it was 10.
No, 5.
Now it's 5. How we doing, Rube? So Ruben, our sound guy.
Every time you move, I gotta adjust the camera.
Oh, okay. Make sure you get my good angle, though. I would love to say both sides are my good sides, but like really I only have one.
I know, this is my good side, so it's kind of weird to talk to you.
Oh, see? So if you were Barbara Streisand, you'd be like, bitch, move over. But
It's fine,
you're not.
whatever,
Yeah.
so I don't care. This is my first time doing my makeup since the whole pandemic.
It's the first time she's put on her face in 3 weeks.
I curled my hair a little.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been stressful.
Yeah. So, okay, go back. Your job title one more time?
So, I'm infection control.
Okay.
So, right now, the disease, the virus, it's mainly, infectious disease, infection control is the main priority right now for any healthcare system.
Right. So preventative.
Yes.
Okay.
Because once it spreads, we don't know. Before, it was really like unsure, like mode of transmission, plus there's no treatment. And then I heard yesterday that now we have a medication that could possibly be the treatment. But of course, any medications have side effects. So
Correct.
yeah. So
But what could possibly be worse, like, honestly? So and there's a lot of misinformation going on, and we are in the information society where like you can take a rumor, a false thing, and it could just go out of control. I could put that on Facebook, and in 10 minutes the whole world would know.
Yes.
So this is what I heard yesterday is from my uncle, and he was saying that they're using an old vaccine that could be used to treat COVID-19. So where you're coming from,
Well, this medication actually that was announced, I think it was announced maybe 2 days ago.
Okay.
Because I was on a call yesterday regarding just kind of like an introduction. This is how you would treat this medication, but I mean, how you would treat with this medication. This is like a malaria medication.
oh, okay.
So
it's
been
already
around.
been around. Okay,
Yes.
got it.
And then the thing is also what I don't like is like when people say coronavirus, it's like, oh, it's been around. Why are we panicking about it? It's
Right.
just flu.
Uh-huh.
Well,
But
yes,
it's not.
coronavirus has been around. It really has been around, but there's like different strains. There's like other strains like numbers and letters. That's
Right.
like strains like
Right.
SARS, whatever.
Right.
Like SARS-CoV-2 is the virus for coronavirus. That's the virus. COVID-19 is the disease with the virus of the SARS-CoV-2.
So that was a lot of information. So I didn't retain all that. So like my understanding, I can only use layman's terms, but my understanding is these viruses mutate.
Yes.
Just like how, I don't know if everyone knows this, this is kind of a fact, this is kind of fun for me to say, but like you don't get the same cold twice because your body builds an immunity
Yes.
to fight that cold. And when that cold comes back, it's like, bitch, I've already had you, I'm done.
So
Right?
on to the next stronger
On to
one.
the next one.
Yeah.
So this,
It's the same.
Okay.
Like, and also in healthcare, it's the same also for like bacteria. So that's why people don't really, we have this thing called like, you know, antibiotic stewardship. Because some people, it's like, oh, I have a little bit of this, like, you know, for example, UTI. And it's like, okay, I'll take this medication. It has worked for me before. But then you could develop immunity to it. So the next time you have a UTI and it's like, oh, I've been on this medication for so long. How come it's not working for me anymore? Then you need to go on a different type of
because
antibiotic.
your body got smart.
Yes.
Your body's like, oh, okay.
So you kind of build
you build an
immunity.
immunity, yeah.
So that's why they kind of want us, like part of my job also is to track antibiotic use. So if there's no really need for it, then we shouldn't prescribe antibiotic just because you have like a little bit of...
Right. So that's why they asked me, like, have you used this antibiotic before? Okay, this is no secret. Everyone's had a UTI before, like all ladies, yes.
Yeah.
So once you have one and then when you want to, it can be resolved on its own.
It can be resolved on its own,
But
yes.
it's very uncomfortable. So if you want to go in and get antibiotics, the last time I had it, I had an advice nurse talk to me and she said, have you used this antibiotic before? I was like, I don't know, but it's been a couple years since I've had a UTI. But yes, I've used antibiotics before. So that's the reason.
Yes.
So you don't want to use the same one.
Not necessarily. So it depends. So if you have a UTI, there's like different types of bacteria. There's like E. coli. You could have MRSA in your, you know.
I can
like,
have E. coli down there?
Yes. Like there's a lot of things. And then with antibiotic use, like if you use antibiotic all the time, you could develop like, you know, it won't work on you anymore.
'Cause it got smart.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then instead of like taking oral antibiotics, then you're going to have to maybe resort to
cream?
like IM and like injection antibiotic or, you know, like shots or maybe IV. And
For
then
UTI?
Yes. Yeah, depending on like the
Hold on,
bacteria.
excuse me. Let me just talk to. It's really important that you protect yourself. Always pee after sex. It's really important.
Yes,
Because you don't
and
want
make
to have to. Are you listening to me right now? Okay. Go ahead.
And then wipe front to back.
Front to back.
Because you
not
don't
back
want
to
the
front.
bacteria from the back to go to the front. So it has to be front to back.
So wait, are we talking
V to
about?
A, not A to V.
Yes.
V to A.
Wait, does this have anything to do with COVID-19?
No, it doesn't. But it's kind of like it's.
It's all relevant, you guys.
Yeah.
It's all connected.
Yeah, but it really will affect you later on because then you're any and it's not
What
just
will
for
affect me later
UTI.
on?
Like antibiotic use
Yes.
or like medication use.
Don't overdo
Like,
it, right?
Don't overdo it. If you don't need to do it, if you can resolve it with like drinking water, a lot of water, and maybe like eating healthy and cleaning properly, then do it like that. But of course, if it's really, really uncomfortable and you're having fevers because of it, then clearly that's systematic. You need to take antibiotic.
And just to be clear, we are talking about UTIs.
Yeah, for now, yes.
Yes.
Yes, because like if you get an infection later on somewhere else, then you know it's like, oh, that antibiotic hasn't worked on me before, and then it could also affect that later. So there's infections that you know, like you have to isolate because none of the antibiotics work on you. Like vancomycin is like kind of top, but then like after that, the antibiotics get more expensive and insurance won't cover it because
So they won't give it to you.
they will give it to you because technically they have to treat you, but then it's up to your insurance to cover it. And if they don't cover it, then maybe you need to cover it because that's the health. Yes. Wow.
Damn, see, this is just a good example of how I know everyone's talking about the coronavirus right now, but there are so many other things that you can get.
There's a lot of other things that you can get. A whole lot of things.
A whole lot of things.
But our main focus right now is the coronavirus. It's
Correct.
the newest thing.
Right.
COVID-19.
Can you believe
The crazy?
Can you even believe it? Like, even I was telling Ruben, even like 2-3 weeks ago, I was joking about it because that's kind of like my way to deal with things is through humor.
Yeah. Same.
And right?
Yeah,
I use that. It's like they call it like a what kind of mechanism is it? It's like
defense
a defense mechanism.
Yeah.
But just because I'm joking about it doesn't mean I'm not taking it seriously.
Yeah.
It's just a different approach. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was giving my parents a lot of grief, and I was being really snappy because they were basically taking in a lot of false information that they found on Facebook and the news and redistributing it as facts.
Yeah.
And I would get really upset because I'm like, that's not a fact. You're spreading bad information. And it's like, I tell everybody, wash your damn hands, spread this, like, don't spread the germs, spread the word,
Yeah.
But yeah, so now the way things are all going down, I had to take a back seat and like kind of backpedal a little bit, and like I had to apologize to my parents in my own way. I didn't actually say I was sorry, but like I approached them differently.
Yeah.
So instead of being a dick about it and like being sarcastic, I'm like, okay, well, these are the good sources. Read this.
Yeah.
Read this.
It's all about the approach.
It's all about, we talked about this. It's all about having tact.
Yeah.
And like I said, that I'm a very direct person. I can be blunt, but I feel like I'm very tactful.
Yeah.
And then Ruben said last time that, no, I'm blunt with tact. Whatever that means, and it's hard for me to sugarcoat things. I don't like to sugarcoat, but I can verbalize, like use better words, I guess. But yeah.
It's all about approach.
It's all
Especially
about-
it also depends on who you're talking to.
Absolutely. Yeah. Who your audience is, who you're talking to, they will take in things differently. And then sometimes I'm like, you know what, fuck that. This is my delivery and I'm putting it out there. If you take it a certain way, that's your fault. Sometimes I feel like that too,
I feel, especially if you feel like you've done everything on your end to try to like educate somebody or like try the best of your ability, and if they
Can
still
you
don't.
not stop? Don't touch?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm really touchy.
Her mic is on her chest, and this woman's got both her hands all over her chest. Like, just fill yourself up already.
I'm very touchy.
I can see that.
Like myself. But other people, no.
So if we mic'd up your pussy right now, would we hear a lot of static? Like,
It would be like.
Hey, I thought you didn't like the P word.
if you use it in the right context, it's okay.
Just kidding. No. Oh my God. Hold on. I need a drink.
I have to pee.
Again?
Yeah.
Are you pregnant or is this like your...
Well, I'm neither pregnant nor do I have a UTI at the moment, but I need to pee. Can I pee though?
Yes, okay. That's fine. If you would have told me, I would have came in here in pajamas.
And be good. Yeah. So, but here, I have something against that. I have customers that come in pajamas, and it bothers me. It bothers me because it just does. I don't like it. I get it.
I don't wear, like, I feel like I know what you're talking. Oh, you know what? Like
No, you guys, when you go outside, your clothes.
Can you move the microphone closer?
or go.
Or go closer.
Yeah. So like when you go outside, there's a lot of germs,
Germs, yes.
right? And then you take that shit home, and
Yeah.
if you crawl into bed with that, you are basically bathing yourself in,
In
your own germs
that you've
like,
accumulated throughout
right?
the day. Yeah.
So I just wanted to, where's my camera? That one? I just wanted to show everybody my new Crocs that I just got. They gave me 2 extra inches, okay, maybe 1.5. But they're super comfortable.
They are.
And people talk a lot of shit. And you know what? Fuck you guys. I'm comfortable and you're not.
Honestly, Crocs are pretty
Super comfortable.
comfy.
So I would never think to get them. But when I was pregnant with Tyler 9 years ago, my brother got me my first pair. And just like, and then the thing is, I was supposed to stop wearing them after I gave birth, but I never gave them up.
Yeah.
So every time I would take them on vacation with me, my girlfriends would try to throw them away, like legitimately throw them away, where I had to search for it and they were in the garbage bin outside on the fucking balcony. Like, how fucked up is that? Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I told myself before when Crocs first came out, I was
Yeah.
like, I would never.
Right.
But when I actually tried them on, it's like, you know what? They are the most comfortable. At this age, I'm 30 years old, getting older.
Yeah.
It's
It's comfortable.
It's comfortable.
It's comfortable. So I wanted to put them on, and I thought, you know what, pants would look cute with these. I know this is not like a fashion statement I'm trying to make, definitely not a fashion statement, but let's just coordinate a little bit. And I found these pants, and they kind of resemble hospital scrubs. So
Yeah,
I'm like, oh
actually,
my God,
yeah.
it's a whole ensemble, you guys. Like,
We're all about comfort these days.
it is
Okay.
comfort. So I'm going to take my socks
If
off.
it wasn't for Titi today, I wouldn't have done my makeup, my hair, no lashes.
Right? Oh, you
I would've
guys,
been-
I got a pedicure. I'm so happy. Let's not zoom in on that. But yeah, so actually, Marj, I don't remember the first time I met you.
I don't remember.
So we met through Hazel,
Hazel, yes.
which is my sister-in-law's sister.
Yes.
Hi, Hazel. Shout out Hazel and
Hi,
Sebastian,
Hazel, Sebastian,
Jody. But I don't remember the first time I met you.
I don't remember. I would say maybe we're drunk.
Well,
Most
obviously,
definitely.
every time. So for the longest time, I've only met Marjorie in a social setting.
Yeah.
Where it was at a family party or whatever. We're always super, super lit. And it was fun. You
Yeah.
know, it was fun. And that was the only side I saw of you.
Yeah.
And I've said it many times, we are multifaceted people.
Oh,
There
definitely.
are many different sides of us, but I've only seen that side. But I was never like, that's all she's about. I didn't really care.
Yeah.
But so we follow each other on Instagram, and I mostly see you on Instagram.
Yes.
And I saw, I see all these different facets, and I thought one of the things that you and I connected on was we were both single moms.
Yes.
And that's one of the things that I really wanted to talk about, because it's hard enough being a mom, a parent in general.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Single motherhood is a whole nother level. It's a whole nother level where whether we are with our partner or a new partner, it doesn't matter. You're still the main person
Yeah.
who is caring for this child.
Yes.
So
Definitely.
how old is your daughter?
She's 5.
5
She's
years old.
But she's like 20.
Going on 30, actually. Going on 30.
She's 5, but going on like 20.
She is really sassy, really smart, super cute. But it's one of those things where they say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Well, you know. Like, I would like to take, responsibility for, like, sometimes I look at her, I'm like, man, like, I want to, like, just,
Be her?
this is like lay down the rules.
Oh, right,
but
right.
at the same time, it's like, man, that was me.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's so hard to kind of draw the line, and I can just say this in general as a parent, like, every kid's different.
Yeah.
And I really believe in the nature versus nurture. I think it's 50-50. The genetics and how you were born, like with a certain attitude, that's one thing. And the other half is
how you nurture.
how you were raised.
Yes.
What your surroundings were like. And I think it's 50-50. I think it's 50-50. But I don't want to contradict myself, because I know that we're multifaceted, but if you were to kind of describe yourself, So what are some of the adjectives that you would use to describe yourself? And you can go 5 to 10. I don't care how many you pick.
Like that I see Phoenix, or like just me in general?
In general. And you can encompass you being a mother, you being you, and how would you describe yourself?
Like me in general, I feel like I'm very approachable. I always try to get along like with people. And that's always been, I don't know if it's like an Aquarius thing. I feel like a lot of people, whatever.
I don't know anything about zodiac signs.
I just know about me.
Yeah.
And I'm very, like I like people, but at the same time, like that's how I want to be perceived as, like very open and very fun or whatever. But when I'm in my thoughts in my room, I like my alone time too, and I like to process everything. And
so you're a little bit of an introvert and an extrovert. And there's a name for that. Ambivert. Yeah. And it's like almost like for me, I feel the same way. Where like, why do you have to be one or the other? And it's also kind of situational.
Yeah.
Right?
I feel like there's a time and place for everything.
But I'm also super extreme. So I don't have a middle ground. It's either I'm up here or like
down here.
That's how I feel about myself. Do you feel?
I feel like that's how I was back then. And I sometimes like still now to this day, I feel like that's how I am, but I kind of learned to like sit back a little and like process everything before like kind of reacting.
Okay.
So I'm still in the process of like kind of mastering that, just hearing things and like before reacting. It's like, oh, let me try to put myself in this person's shoes, like why they're doing that.
So you're talking about empathy.
Yes.
Which is something I think is kind of lacking right now. So going back to COVID-19, when people highlight those going to the grocery stores and hoarding all the toilet paper and hoarding all the supplies and not leaving anything for the elderly or like other people who also need to sanitize. The only way you're not going to get sick is not only from taking yourself
toilet paper.
Right. It's like
okay.
It's like people are super hoarding, and then you need to know that you need to share. Like there has to be, like you have to have humanity. And I have faith in humanity. I do. I know there are a lot of people who are super desperate and they get impulsive and everyone's fending for themselves. But once the dust settles, there's a lot to be said about people who are sharing and being more empathetic and being more understanding of someone else's situation.
Yes.
Right? Yes. I see that, and I think that should be highlighted versus the bullshit that's happening in the grocery stores with people fighting over fucking toilet paper.
I will never understand. Never.
Right?
Like, no, never.
There's a lot of impulse there, but like I said, once the dust settles, there are a lot of people who are being super helpful and super empathetic and very understanding. And I've said for a long time, one of the things I like to do is travel. Everyone, everyone loves to travel. They love to eat good food. They love to experience different cultures, go to museums, learn about someone's history. One of the things that I loved about traveling is that I get to meet people that I normally wouldn't associate with.
Yes.
And if I understand where they are and like how the way they react and how they are has something to do with their culture, helps me. Like I become so much more understanding.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Knowing where someone's coming from, whether it's their culture or their personal background.
Yes.
Like someone who walks in, I'm in retail. I come across a lot of different people. And then some days, like I let people bring me down because they're being complete dicks. Right? And then I have to take it back at the end of the day. I take it home with me. I'm like, man, like they made me feel really bad about myself. Am I a bad person? I have to rewind and think, well, maybe they went through some shit and they're just taking it out on you. So instead of being a dick back, just smile. Yeah. Sometimes that's what people need is just some fucking just
a smile.
A smile.
And some people perceive it as like a weakness also. Like you let somebody talk to you like that. Before I would just be like, don't talk to me like that. Because to this day, I still have like my triggers. Like, don't talk to me like that.
Yeah, yep.
I'm not the one to talk to like that.
It gets you riled up because they're pushing your buttons.
Right. But also, I've also learned to just kind of like sit back and it's like, maybe this person had something going on prior to coming here, or maybe something happened that's kind of triggering this person to react a certain way, and it kind of projected onto me. So it's
But that's us being idealistic, by the way. Like in the heat of the moment, you're like, fuck you, bitch.
in the heat of the moment, I'm just like, you know what? I will.
Wait, have you ever been like, I know you're super feisty. Have you ever been like a fighter?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Always. I've always been like, because I grew up like, I've always been like kind of little and tiny, and it's like, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't fight somebody twice your size, or you can't like protect yourself.
Oh, but
like,
you did.
And like, excuse me, like to me it was like, I'll take it as a challenge.
Yeah.
Like, don't talk to me a certain way, or like, it's just like, I feel like my whole life I have to prove myself, because it's like, you're little.
You know, they call it the Napoleon complex, where you're
it's
the
like
little,
and it's like,
yeah, but don't fuck with me. I may be little, don't fuck with me. I've actually never been a fighter in terms of physical, because I would always be able to talk my way out of it.
yeah.
Like for me, it's not a physical thing. Like I don't have to physically hurt someone to get my point across, because I never took it there. But I may be little, but don't fuck with me is my thing. Ruben, you should know this. But like, that's the thing. It's like, I'm very friendly. I'm very kind. I can be funny. And, but like, don't fuck with me though. Like, just because I'm being nice to you doesn't mean anything. Like, don't fuck with me.
I'm being nice to you because that's how I want to be as a person. That's how I am as a person. I'm like, I'm caring, I'm giving. If you need something and I have it, and I don't have a need for it at the time, you can have it. Like, I don't care. Like, if I
like toilet paper,
whatever. If you don't have to, even like, and I feel like even my friends also, like, we have a group chat, and it's like, what did you guys bring? I was like, honestly, I have healthy snacks at home, because when I was shopping at Target, I don't know how to shop for a pandemic. I don't know.
Who does? Who does?
I don't know. I was
this
calling
is so new to everyone. And
I was calling my mom. I'm like, what did you buy? And she was telling me to buy oatmeal, to buy cereal, to buy like stuff that could last. And I'm like, first of all, I don't really eat oatmeal like that, or I don't eat cereal like that. Like, why would I be buying these things and then knowing, and then I'm probably not gonna eat it? So all I have are like protein bars.
It's crazy, because what's going on now, when you go to all the different grocery stores, there are lots of empty shelves.
Yes.
Empty shelves. And then if you look in the vegan section, no one's touched it. Like, I was like, this is like a good opportunity to kind of dial back and simplify your life, simplify your eating habits, simplify everything. All these different things that we think have been necessities are really just extras.
Yeah.
Just dial it back, and if you just kind of like go back to basics, you won't be so panicky, because you realize all you actually need are very simple things.
Yes.
Yeah, very simple things.
And that's like a human just reaction to everything. But they're not closing grocery stores.
They're
but
not.
Of course, in our head, it's like, what if they do?
Right.
What am I going to eat?
Right.
What am I going to feed
I mean,
my family?
there are people even in this country who've never been able to afford those things to begin with. And then there are people in other countries, like even Venezuela, for example. Venezuela, like, you can't find even feminine products or anything on the shelves. Like, all of the stuff is not accessible. And here we are in this pandemic, and we feel that, which is what everyone has, like, other countries have been feeling for like years. So it's very humbling. Like, it's like a taste of what other people have been feeling their whole lives almost, We're so lucky to be here, you guys.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
And all the stuff that we have, sometimes we take it for granted.
Absolutely.
I was talking to somebody at work. I forgot who it was. Maybe she was like a nurse practitioner. I forgot. But she was just talking to me how there was something she read about homeless people, and how, like, female homeless people don't have like pads or whatever in their period. And I was like, yeah, that's true. I mean,
We don't think that.
We don't think that, but I mean, I knew that, like, it's a need for them, but they don't have it, so they use rags or like,
and that
whatever they
and
can
it comes
find.
down to, what are your priorities? Like, for them, that's not a priority.
Survival.
It's survival. Like, you want to be able to eat. Yeah.
And feminine products are expensive.
They are expensive.
Yeah, like panty liners are. I don't know, but I tried to go
Wait,
vegan.
what do you mean you don't know?
Well, because
You're not wearing How are you going to talk about panty liners and say,
no
I don't
panty
know?
liners. It depends, because I just kind of I don't want to seem like whatever, but I transitioned to like vegan.
Vegan what?
Like they have those like organic tampons and
Made of all cotton?
yeah.
What makes it, what? Explain.
I don't know. I just read. I was like, oh, let me try this instead of my normal.
Wait, so do you use panty liners or not?
I do use panty liners.
Okay, but
like even on my period, I use panty liners only. Is this too much? Whatever.
like-
Anyway. Anyway, well.
Ruben's over there hyperventilating. Bro, I can hear you breathing.
Anyway, well, because I'm on IUD, so my periods are very, very light.
Right,
like
right.
It's almost
So
not,
for those of you who don't know, an IUD is a
like
birth control.
intrauterine device.
Correct.
That goes up your fallopian tube, and then it's kind of like this.
It's a T.
So it's a T.
Yeah.
So this is your.
It prevents the sperm from
Right
going
there.
up your.
It prevents the eggs from dropping. So the
Oh.
sperm can't meet and the eggs.
Because the eggs haven't dropped.
Yeah. So
No, but the eggs have to drop. That's why you have your period.
so that's your period is your lining shedding.
My uterus.
Yeah, the line. Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, so that's the IUD. So if you've had it for a while,
I want to learn. The IUD is a T that you stick up your.
So this is
vagina.
your fallopian tube.
So no, most people don't know what the. Let's start with the vagina.
So, okay.
Go up the vagina.
You go up in the vagina.
Yeah.
So basically, it goes up kind of like this, and then there's like a
Explain.
thing.
Explain. It's a T.
Oh wait, I shouldn't. Use that.
Like I know. Anchor.
Yeah.
So an anchor
It
with a
doesn't-
T, like a T going up your vagina. Okay, we're up the vagina now.
So
Take us.
if you go up you push, and there's like a string that you pull, and it kind of releases. Because you don't put it in up your vagina. It's so hard to explain things.
Try
like,
harder.
You don't put it up your vagina
Uh-huh.
to reach your, like the fallopian tube.
You're blocking something though.
Yeah,
It's there
so-
to block. The
yeah,
T
it's
is
there
to block.
So
What is it blocking?
It blocks. So the shape is like this.
It's a T. Explain it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you insert it, and then you push or you like pull a lever. So it kind of it transitions to like this,
A T.
and it blocks the eggs from dropping to here. Because your
What's here?
uterus
Into
right
the
here,
uterus?
this is where your body forms. I mean, not body.
I feel like we're
baby forms.
we have no credibility, guys.
You know what?
Speak for yourself.
It's been a while since I've taken out.
It's been a while.
This is not my.
It's been a while since I was in the 6th grade where my parents were asked to sign a waiver so that I could watch this video on our like when they talk about your reproductive system and sex and shit. So when I was in the 6th grade, I had to bring this piece of paper home for my dad or my mom to sign saying it's okay for me to go into class and spend 2-3 hours with this video talking about how our bodies were developing. Well, my dad saw the word sex and clicked the box, checked the box no. So out of freaking 32 kids, I was the only kid who was sent to the office to sit there while they watched a video about us growing, basically, like, and going through puberty, you know? And so this discussion right now has shown that we have learned absolutely nothing.
It's I'm trying to explain it, like simplify it. But anyway, it's a T to make sure your eggs don't drop, because then right here, that's where your baby forms. Because sometimes
Wait a
that's
minute,
a
hold
concern.
on, hold on. I thought that your period is so your body releases an egg every month. And the egg, if the sperm meets the egg, it fertilizes the egg and it becomes a fetus.
Yes,
And then
a
the baby.
Yeah.
So my understanding is when you're on the IUD, your egg drops, but it doesn't get fertilized. But because the egg doesn't fertilize, it then bursts and becomes your period because it's all blood. Is that how it works?
No.
No. Okay.
Okay, so basically, it stops your eggs from dropping. That's why it has kind of that protective thing.
So
or
wait.
whatever.
So.
But that's why it's a concern. Like sometimes if you ever gotten pregnant and you're on the IUD,
Yeah.
they want you to come in right away because they don't want your baby to form in your fallopian tube because then it could
I've
grow
heard that happen. Okay.
bigger, and then your fallopian tube can only hold up to maybe like a couple months of pregnancy, like maybe 2 months, and then it could burst, and then you could hemorrhage, and then people die out of it. So that's like called
Wow,
an
that was really
ectopic
intense.
pregnancy.
This is all from a panty liner, you guys. So.
So that's why they don't like ectopic pregnancy. Like that's, you could test positive. Like if you pee on a pee stick, you could test positive. But if they do an ultrasound,
It's in your fallopian
there's
tube.
no baby, and then they have to like see if it's in your fallopian tube. Because if it is, then you need to go emergency surgery right away so they can take the baby out. Otherwise, you'll die.
Wow, that's very intense.
Yeah. So that's kind of like a
Wait. So you were talking about organic panty liners?
yes.
What? So wait.
From homeless people not having
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Wait. So you use organic panty liners. What makes it organic, and why is that better?
You know what? Honestly, I don't know. This is me not informing myself pretty much. I'm just reading labels.
Which is why I'm questioning you, so you can pose that question to yourself. What makes it better?
Probably just the products that they use.
So it's better for your vagina.
I think it's the
Supposedly.
cotton that goes into that product is grown organically.
Yeah, possibly. But then I feel like everything.
What does that mean for you?
That means that they're not using pesticides when they grow the cotton that goes into the product.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's important because
You don't want pesticides in
your
vagina.
vagina. Okay, I got it now. Yeah.
But they're expensive. Like for
Yeah.
like tampons, I think.
Well, who do you order from? Is it online
No,
or?
they have it at Target.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they have it at Target but I'm not trying to be picky. Like right now, it's rough times. Whatever I have is what I have.
We can use tissue paper. Oh, so when I don't have panty liners, I just use tissue paper. It has so many different uses, you guys. Honestly, it's amazing. And like during the pandemic, like instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, I can just use 2. 2 would be sufficient.
Yeah. Or whatever, whatever helps you.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's go back. Let's get back on track.
Were we talking about vaginal discharge at any point? Because apparently that's what we're concerned with.
Yeah.
So usually when we come, we drink White Claws. That's kind of been our thing.
Yeah, it's been a stressful
But
couple of
today
weeks.
we brought whiskey. Like shout out to my friend Jules. Shout out Jules, run the Jules. He got me this bottle. I have some, babe, for my birthday, and sound guy wants some too. Yeah, he's thirsty. And I've realized that, you know what, today calls for whiskey because.
It has been a long, stressful couple of weeks.
It has.
Not just for healthcare people,
Yeah.
but also for everybody else.
Just in general. Cheers. No, let's not touch it. Let's not touch it. Oh, can we show each other how we say hello? This is the hello.
That's how we said hello earlier.
So you say hello not by shaking hands because you don't want to further spread all this disease. You say hello by going elbow to elbow. And actually, this is nothing new. This is just adopted from the IBS gang. So people with IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, for those of you who don't know, they don't touch each other's hands. They don't shake hands. They go elbow to elbow. And that's kind of like their way of saying hello. Like, yeah. So that's how you do
I
it.
didn't even know that.
So,
But that makes sense.
learn
Because if you
something
have,
new.
irritable bowel, you're always in the bathroom.
yes.
Wiping your butt.
You're
And
basically, you have a lot of
if people
sensitivities.
are washing their hands properly.
Correct.
Because clearly,
So don't touch them.
I have.
You have irritable bowel?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I don't have. But that makes complete sense because you can't trust people. Like there's a lot of even people who wear gloves. Like part of infection control is like people think just because they're wearing gloves, it's like, oh, I'm safe.
Right.
I'm protecting myself. But you're wearing gloves, You touch your face,
yes.
you touch here, and then all of a sudden you're fixing your hair with your gloves thinking you're okay. Like, no, you're still spreading the disease every time. That doesn't make you safe. You should wash your hands. Like, just be mindful.
There was, I saw a clip of, I don't know what department she was from, but she made an announcement talking about one of the main ways that people can spread this is by touching their face constantly. And so she was listing all these things that you shouldn't do. And one of them was not touching your face. And she paused, licked her finger, and like
I saw
turned the page. And
that
I'm
was,
like, what was that?
I think it was a girl she was from CDC.
Okay.
Also.
Okay.
Well, according to what I saw, she was from CDC. I don't know.
Do you
exactly.
work for them or?
No.
So you work for
the government
hospital.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're from the government.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
So he was like, don't touch your face. Well, because your hands
touch
everything. That's why I'm telling people, sanitize your phones. You're always touching your phones.
Yes.
Things that you kind of overlook on, your phone, your keys.
Right.
I always sanitize my keys every time after I leave work, even though
I haven't
don't.
done that. I sanitize my phone when I sanitize my hands, but I don't do my keys. Okay, that's good.
I do my keys.
Yeah.
I wrap it with the sanitizing wipes. And then even like keys, like steering wheel, because you're touching your steering wheel.
Correct, yes.
You open your car door, you're getting gas, people touch the pump, and then you open your car door, you touch your steering wheel. From touching your steering wheel, you get your keys, you open your doorknob, it all.
You guys, it's so crazy because this is washing your hands is such a basic thing. And the fact that now in 2020, it's become trendy, right? It's become like, it's almost like considered a new thing. It's almost like, damn, how dirty were you guys before? But I'm just going to take accountability. I've always washed my hands and I've been very good about it. But I did not know that it's just because you've soaped your hands are under running water doesn't make it clean. Yeah. You have to wash your hands for at least 20 to 30 seconds. I did not know that. So this is like, okay, so this is for those of you who are listening and not watching me.
Okay, so we'll do a demo.
Right, let's just do, get your life together.
You know what?
It's okay, I'm not cutting you off. It's fine, so I'm just going to continue.
Only the White Claw, not the whiskey, right?
Yeah,
okay.
we're okay.
Just
There's
that,
plenty of that. Oh, but she's using expensive toilet
Oh,
paper.
this is expensive toilet paper. Do you guys have any other paper, not expensive toilet paper?
Why don't you just sit on it and wipe it?
Oh my gosh.
So let me just do like a real-time demonstration. So we'll pretend this hand sanitizer is soap. So I'll do a pump of soap.
Wash your hands, wet your hands first.
So I'm doing it the wrong way. This is how I used to do it. So I'll put some soap on and then I'll put it under running water and then I'm done. Like 5 seconds, I'm done. Now, if you put soap on it, what you want to do is you want to wash your hands and you want to sing happy birthday, I think twice.
Yeah.
And don't forget
any song you want.
any song you want for at least 20, 30 seconds. So you want to get in between your fingers.
Yeah.
And not just the palms of your hands, but
Also
the
the back.
back of your hands.
Yes.
Right, we're still doing this and we're still singing happy birthday to you, cha cha cha. So you really want to get in there. And what's also important that a lot of people don't highlight is you need to turn off the fucking water when you're doing this so
With
that you're
a
not
paper
wasting
towel.
water, right? Turn that shit off and keep cleaning. Keep cleaning for 20 to 30 seconds and then turn the water back on and then rinse. I know that I've been washing my hands
The wrong way.
And like, it's funny because these are basic things and how they talk about how we're supposed to be 6 feet apart from each other. I was telling Ruben, I was like, why is that new? That's called personal space, you know? This is not news, but if this is what it takes for people to do it correctly, then let's humble ourselves.
And be mindful also. If you know you're like using your hands all the time, it's not just, how you should. Okay, so you turn on the faucet, wash it with running water.
You guys, we're talking about the correct way to do it.
Okay.
Hold on a second.
Okay, so
We're talking about the correct way to wash your hands, not the incorrect way. Okay, here we go.
Okay, so turn on the faucet, wet your hands first, get soap. Soap, of course, the palm of your hands, and then the back of your hands. in between. And if you have any jewelry, pay attention to that. That's why they don't want like healthcare workers to wear jewelry.
That makes sense
because
now.
bacteria could linger on there too. And
Got
then
it.
it has like different, depending what type of bacteria it is.
Because I have friends and family that work in the health industry and they're not allowed to wear jewelry or get their nails done. And now I understand why.
And then also your nails. Be mindful of your nails. So clean under your nails. And what they've always told me, if you look at your hands this way and you can see the tip of your nails, that's mean it's too long.
Really?
Yes.
Well, shit.
So if you look at your hands this way and you can see your nails, it's too long. And also, so pay attention to your nails, also your wrist.
And your wrist. So we're not just talking in the back of our hands. We got to move forward this way?
Yes.
Oh.
Your wrist.
Wow.
And then also like some people that do like, you know, they even scrub. They have to scrub up to.
Really?
Yes. And then when you rinse it, you have to have your hands face down the faucet, not up. Because then if you're washing your hands like this, it trickles down here. So the bacteria goes down here.
So you're talking about trickling down to your elbows.
Yes.
So you have to put your hands
down.
face with the back of your hands facing
Like,
up.
yeah, just kind of like.
So the palms facing down.
So what running water, this is how your hand should be. It should be trickling down to the faucet.
Okay, got it.
And then you don't turn off the faucet with your clean hands because you turn on the faucet with your dirty hands.
Contaminating it.
So you have to kind of get a paper towel to use it to turn off. Unless, you know, of course, you have automatic faucet, but majority of us don't have automatic faucet at home. But you suppose
I've been around automatic faucets and like I'm so confused. I touch it anyway. Like I know it's defeating the purpose, but I'm like literally waving my hands. It's not working, so I touch it. I touch it here. I touch it there. I don't get it, guys.
like I'm always trying to be like, especially being in public, and it's part of my like they teach us how to wash hands.
Right.
Like and majority of the public are not taught how to properly.
Correct.
You would think you know how to wash hands just because you run your you run your hands in running water for 5
this
seconds.
comes down to assumptions. We can we should stop assuming that someone knows something. Just like the phrase common sense.
Yeah.
I used to think common sense was real. No, it's not common sense because not everyone knows it. It's your understanding of what common sense is. So if you know this, it's kind of not your job, but like I feel like like I'll speak for myself. If I know something, I feel like it's kind of my duty to share that. It's like my responsibility. And going back to, you can't try to teach people things and feel like I'm not a know-it-all.
Yeah.
Right? I can only say what I know, and then maybe they will consider doing the same. Right?
And even for me, like I could know some things about like a certain topic and someone could know more.
Right. And so you're open.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's fine with me.
Yeah. And also it's okay to change your minds and say that you were wrong. Just how like with my parents, when my dad like was super freaking going bananas about this whole thing, like, cause he, would see stuff on Facebook or like people would share stuff with him and I'd be super upset because I thought he was overreacting. And then the way like things are going now, how like we're literally shutting down state by state, country by country. This is a global thing, you guys. It makes me backtrack and say, okay, sorry, Dad. Like I fucked up. Basically, I took it too lightly.
Yeah.
You know, I took it too lightly, and it's okay to be that way. What people fail to realize, so Gavin Newsom, our governor for the state of California, had released a statement recently saying that within the next 8 weeks, that 56%, this is his estimate, I don't know what he's using, but 56% of the population of California will in fact have COVID-19. Some of these people are asymptomatic, which means that they don't show symptoms, but they are carriers and can pass it on to someone who is more susceptible.
Yes.
Right? So the thing is, I was saying that freaks people out because it's so dramatic. So that's his like thing. And my thing is, so then I watch him and I say to myself, but he should probably put out a disclaimer saying that if we continue doing things the way that we've been doing and not going into self-isolation, that would in fact be the case. But then I had a discussion with my brother last night and he said, but that's not the point. He wants it to be a shock factor. There has to be shock value in order for people to take it seriously. So instead of putting that disclaimer out, just say, this is what's going to happen. But that projection is only true if we do not isolate ourselves, correct?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
I haven't read up on it, but I did see the headliners.
But there are plenty of people who are not taking it seriously.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'll be
No,
the first to admit I wasn't one of those people, but now fucking I'm taking it seriously.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And it's really scary. Like, and I see some posts also, like, you know, Instagram's like, oh, it's the whole government. And that's what really kind of upsets me. Like, I don't care at this point if you think this is a conspiracy that the government started.
It could be. A percentage of it could be.
Honestly, I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
It could be. But at this time right now, it's serious
Does
because
that
people
really
are
matter?
dying.
Yeah.
There's people that are being affected by it, and clearly everyone's getting it because we're now on I shouldn't say isolation or quarantine, but we're ordered to stay at home
Correct.
and keep a safe distance from everybody. So it's a serious issue because
It is.
when was the last time that this was ordered, or, you know, for the majority of the people, it hasn't been. So meaning everyone should take it seriously.
Everyone should take it seriously, but also don't panic.
Yeah.
Know your facts. Know what it is you need to do to prevent getting this virus, but also know that you shouldn't panic. And that's why I say you have to be well informed. You know, you have to be well informed, but don't panic. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. It's crazy.
Like,
I gotta pee. I've been holding it. I said I announced that freaking like at least 15 minutes ago, and we kept going because I didn't want to break our, like, we were on a roll. But I really need to pee.
Go pee.